Is the Houston housing market crashing? It feels like we're in the middle of a recession, but is the Houston housing market headed for a decline? Hey everyone, my name is Isaac here, and I wanted to bring you some breaking news that I just received from the Houston Association of Realtors. They just released the September report, and this video might be a little bit raw. It might not be as polished as some of the other ones, but I wanted you to have the information as soon as I received it. So if you're looking to buy or sell in the Houston area, or you're looking to move to Houston, you have the latest in the information on whether or not you should make that move or hold off another couple of weeks, another couple of months. So with that, let's get to it. Hey everyone, my name is Isaac and I'm with eXp Realty. We've been selling real estate in the Houston area for over 7 years. If at any point in this video you have any questions or comments, you can drop them in the comments below, or you can always reach out to me using the information in the description. You can even book a call with me over Zoom if you're looking to purchase or sell a home in Houston, Texas. We can even discuss what might be specific to your situation in this current market. And if you stay till the end, I'm going to recap all these and some clear bullet points for you on what to look out for as a buyer or seller in the Houston area. And with that, let's get to it. All right. So the first thing we see here is that the Houston housing market continued easing its way to pre-pandemic levels with an August that marked the 5th consecutive month of declining sales and rising inventory. However, a surge in single-family leases demonstrate that consumers didn't just suspend purchases due to high rising prices and interest rates, but they pivoted to the rental market. So because we're seeing people buying less homes, the inventory of homes that are currently on the market has increased. So that kind of shows us that there's a slowdown in purchasing behavior. So according to the Houston Association of Realtors market update, this is the September report, and it's based off the August numbers because that's the latest complete month that we have. So that's why it says August market update. The single family home sales fell 16.9% with 8,241 units sold compared to 9,918 in August 2021. This is the lowest 1 month sales volume since February of 2022. So we're seeing a steep decline in the home sales compared to earlier this year. And if you look at this graph here, you can actually see where this is about the middle of the year here, and it's continued to decrease. As in July, all housing segments experienced negative sales in August, except the 500,000 to 1 million segment, which rose 10%. The smallest decline in sales was recorded among the homes priced between $250,000 and $500,000, which fell 10.6%. Now, with few homes available for sale at or below $250,000, many consumers have postponed purchase plans or shifted their focus to rental properties. So like I said earlier, a lot of people have stopped looking for homes to purchase because pricing has been so high. And then, of course, with the interest rates going up, they've just decided to sit out the market and wait maybe another year. So they've turned to a 1-year lease or maybe even a 6-month lease just to help that market come down before they make that decision to buy. Now, this is very important right here, guys. Pay attention. It says we are easing our way back to the housing market that existed prior to the pandemic. For the past 2 years, Houston housing has been like a runaway train, and what we've been seeing most recently is an engineer finally at the throttle applying the brakes so the train can pull safely into the next station. It's important to note that transactions are still happening, not at a whirlwind pace or record pricing levels, and that is perfectly healthy. So what this means here is that even though we're seeing a cooling off of the market, there's not a lot of purchases going on as much as earlier in the year or earlier, right after the pandemic. We're not seeing the prices be as high. There's a lot of changes, but that doesn't mean that the market is going towards a crash. This just means that the market is reaching healthy levels and it's just kind of slowing down. So if you're looking to buy a home, this might be a better time for you because there's more inventory out there. You're not having to worry about, putting down 20, 30, 40,000 above asking price because you now have more options. The average price of a single family home rose 8.7% in August to $411,671, which is below the record high of $438,591, which we saw this in May 22. So the median prices jumped 10.8% to 341,950, which is also below the highest median of all time. And we see that figure here, which we saw back in June of this year. Now, the average price for a single family home in Houston first shattered the 400,000 mark in March of this year, and the median has held above 300,000 since May 2021. So if you are a seller and you want to know, should I hold off? Should I not sell my house right now because I'm not going to get a higher price? I'm going to be upside down. Now, I don't know your particular situation, but on average, most people that sell their homes, they will have equity in their home because prices have gone up from the past few years. Now, it might not be as high as earlier this year, and you're not going to get somebody to, give you 50,000 above asking price. But with the amount that people are willing to pay right now, the market is suggesting that you can still price your home at a healthy level where you can get some equity back from your home. After surpassing the 100% mark from April through June of this year, the close to original list price ratio for single family home has remained below 100% for the past 2 months. This means that fewer buyers are paying above list price for homes on the market. So like I said, you're not going to get people that are paying above list price for your house, but the majority of people are paying what you're asking for as long as your realtor has priced it according to the market. Now here we're looking at the August monthly market comparison. So home buyers continue to take a break from the market in August amid pressures of record home prices and rising interest rates. This is what we talked about earlier, where people are looking at rental properties just to avoid being in this market and buying at such a high price. Now, market indicators yielded mixed readings in August. In addition to the drop in single family home sales, total property sales and total dollar volumes of sales experienced decline, and pending sales slid 11%. So this is further proof that there's a decline in the market. And active listings jumped 31.1%. So with less people purchasing homes, you're going to see the inventory rise up. Now, this is actually important if you're looking at buying or selling a home. It says months of inventory grew again in August, reaching 2.5 months supply. That is the highest level since August of 2020, when it was 2.6 months. So the way they measure how much inventory is out there, how many houses are available for you to buy, is by looking at the average amount of months that it would take to deplete the current supply of housing. Housing inventory naturally stands at a 3.3 month supply. So in the Houston market, of course, we see a lot of people coming from California, from up north. People are moving from all over to Houston because of one of our many amenities. If you haven't watched it yet, I have a video of the top 10 pros and cons of living in Houston, Texas. So if you're looking to move to Houston, you can check that out and see what it's like. Like I said, I know a lot of people are moving here because of those reasons. And so we are seeing that the housing supply is still lower than the national average. All right, guys, so this is the most important part of this section here. It says that a 6-month supply is usually considered a balanced market in which neither the buyer nor the seller has an advantage. So a 6-month supply is actually a balanced market. Now, this is further proof that even though we are in a housing market decline, we haven't crashed. And honestly, we're still very competitive. At only 2.5 months worth of inventory, there's still plenty of buyers out there for sellers. And of course, buyers have a little bit of relief compared to just a few months ago with what they were experiencing. So 6-month supply, guys, we haven't hit it yet. And I honestly believe that it'll be a while before we reach that. Something major would have to happen, like an incredible rise in interest rates. So like I said, a 6-month supply is generally a balanced market. We're not there. In fact, it's going to be a while before we get there from what we're seeing here. We're going to see it somewhere else. We're going to see it across other parts of the U.S. before it actually reaches Houston because of that continued growth. Now, this is just a quick graph. You can see that the pending sales of August 2021 was 9,500. And then this year, we're down by 1,000. So that's a change in about 11%. So, and of course, there's a lot of stuff here, guys. If you want to go back to it, I'm going to leave a link in the description below where you can read the entire report. It's really good information to know, stay on top of the market if you're looking to buy or sell in Houston. All right, so it says single family home sales fell 16.9% in August, with Over 8,000 units sold across the greater Houston area compared to 9,900 in a year earlier. Now, in August, the median price climbed 10.8% to 341,950, and the average price rose 8.7% to 411,671. So while we're seeing that the market has declined, home sales price is actually continuing to trend upward. Now, this is both on the average price of a home and the median sales price of all homes sold across the Houston area. All right, this is very interesting, guys, for a pre-pandemic perspective. So August sales are down 5% compared to 3 years ago. In August 2019, when a total of 8,600 single-family homes sold, the median price was 36% lower at $249,900. And the average price at $310,139, and this was 32.7% lower. However, sales are 35.3% above where they were 5 years ago in August 2017, when the volume totaled 6,090. And back then, the median price was even lower at $230,000, and the average price was $294,900. So we're seeing that there have been price jumps of 48.6% and 39.6% respectively. So essentially, you're seeing that if you purchased a home a couple of years ago and you're selling right now, you're probably going to get some kind of equity. You're going to get some kind of profit from that. And once again, that is, of course, depending on your specific situation. But on average, most people are going to see a profit from the sale of their house. Now, the days on the market, or the time it took to sell a home, has grown from 27 to 31 days. And of course, we said this earlier, we have a 2.5 month supply compared to a 1.7 months a year earlier. So, I mean, this is amazing. Days on the market, or the actual time it took to sell a home, has gone up from 27 to 31 days. And the inventory, of course, we said earlier, is a 2.5 month supply compared to 1.7 months a year earlier. So back then, I mean, the amount of houses that were available, 1.7 months worth of inventory. And now we have about double that. Now, this is the greatest supply of homes on the market since August of 2020. The current national inventory stands at 3.3 months. Of course, we went over that. Now, here we have performance based on the different segments of the market. Like we said earlier, the only segment that increased was the $500,000 to $1 million range. And the smallest decrease was actually from the $250,000 to the $500,000 range. Now here we're seeing kind of the same thing we read earlier, that existing home sales is down compared to last year, but that the median and the average sales price of homes have gone up. Now this here's a townhouse and condo updates. I'm not really going to go over this. Like I said, you could check it out. I'm going to leave the link to this report in the description. So if you want to go over it, you can check that out. Now these are the highlights. We kind of went over all of these things. Single family home sales have fallen. It's the fifth decline of 2022 as the market continues toward a more normalized pre-pandemic pace. Again, if you are a seller, the housing market has not crashed. It is simply cooling down. And the days on the market for a single family home has gone up from 27 to 31 days. And the close to original list price ratio for single family homes has now remained below 100% for 2 consecutive months in a row. So when you go to sell a house, it is very important to get with a realtor that will price that house correctly according to what the market can currently sustain. Otherwise, you're actually going to see your home remain on the market for even longer than that 31-day period, which we're seeing right now. A lot of people, I know that if you're selling a house, most people want the most amount of money they can get for their home. But you have to understand that people look at these figures. They see if a house has been in the market for more than 31 days, what's wrong with it? Is there a reason why no one wants this house? And they're probably going to either lowball you, you're not going to get what you're asking for. So if you're trying to get out of the house quicker, have a realtor that will price it correctly to the market. Not give you the highest price, but give you the correct price of what the market can sustain. Here we also see that property sales were down. Total volume in dollars was off 9.4%. Of course, less homes being sold, and you're going to have less volume in money being moved around. The single family average price rose to $411,000, and the single family median price has gone up to $341,900. And of course, we've seen the supply go up from 2.5 months to from 1.7 months a year earlier. And of course, we're seeing here some more information on the townhomes and condo sales. Now, for a quick recap for all you buyers and sellers, the market has continued to slow down. We've seen it in all segments except for the $500,000 to $1 million range. That was the only segment of housing that experienced an increase in sales. And we know that the market is slowing down because of the rise in prices and because of the rise in interest rates. We're still seeing that people are not paying above list price. So that crazy buying spree that was going on where people were giving, up to $50,000 above list price just to get the home, we're seeing that is no more. That gives you as a buyer a better chance of getting the home that you want without the stress of having to do away with that option of, getting the home inspected. We're also seeing that prices are going up, and we are seeing interest rates going up. If you're a buyer, this is actually probably one of the best times for you to buy because we're seeing that there's a lot more inventory in the market. You're not going to have to pay above list price. And honestly, we've heard from the Fed that the interest rates will go up. They're planning on hiking interest rates again. So that means that you won't be able to purchase the same home because what it costs for you to borrow that money will be higher. So this is the best time to buy, guys. As a seller, the market is still favoring you. We're not seeing, what we saw a couple of months ago, but at the same time, you still have kind of the upper hand in negotiation. As long as you price that home correctly, you should be able to move that house within about 31 days, according to the figures that we saw earlier. And of course, like I said earlier, it is important for you as a seller to get with a realtor that will price that house according to the market so that it does not sit on the market longer than it has to. So with that, if you guys are looking to buy or sell a home in the Houston area, reach out to me. My information is in the description below. You can set up a Zoom call with me. I'd be more than happy to talk to you about, what your situation would look like. And of course, every real estate market is local. And what that means is that what's happening in the northwest side of Houston is not the same thing that's happening in the downtown area or the same thing that's happening in the southwest area. Every single local market is different from each other. So get with a realtor that knows these areas and they can help you find a home, according to what you want to buy. And if you're a seller, they can help you price that home according to what that particular market is willing to go for. So I hope you guys like this video. And if you're looking to buy new construction home sales, those prices, a lot of builders out here are slashing prices. So if you haven't, check out this video that I made regarding purchasing a new home construction, what to expect and what to look out for as a buyer. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I'll see you soon.